For the cheapest Madden coins available, check out my sponsor One Stop Mutt to start building that God Squad you've always wanted today. Use code WAZ to get 15% off your order. What's going on, guys? Wizard of Waz here with another Madden 21 video. So just before I hit record and started doing this video, we got a tweet from EA that said the PS4 servers were going to be down for an undetermined amount of time. That's okay, so I'm not going to be able to record this on the actual game, but that's fine. I need to take a little bit of a break, save myself some more time to get y'all some more videos before I run out of my 10 hours. So we are going to be looking at Mutthead for this video. As you could tell from the title, we're going to be going over the best players that you could add to your squad for under 50,000. So this is going to be a little bit of a budget squad. 50,000 is actually still pretty expensive. The thing about the majority of these players is most of them are actually under 30,000. There's just a couple of them that get up into that 40 and 50,000 range. That's why I made the title like that. I didn't want to just be complete bullcrap in it. So this is going to be a very good budget squad. The majority of these guys will be very affordable. And I believe I have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have 10 people on this list. So we didn't go over every single position, but we went over a good number of positions. And obviously, we're using Mutthead, so you'll be able to see some other guys that aren't necessarily on my list that are around here. We'll give out some honorable mentions and stuff, so if you don't like my picks, you can kind of see who else is in that price range, maybe who fits your playstyle, all that good stuff. So first of all, starting out with quarterback, we are going to go with Deshaun Watson. There are a lot of them, and as you can see, Deshaun Watson here, 82 overall. He's only 25,000. Let's open him up. I like Deshaun Watson a lot just as a player in real life, and then as a card, he was very, very good in Madden 20. It took him a long time to get a power up and all that, but it's not going to happen this year because you can see he already has one. But he has 76 speed and 80 excel, so if you do like to run a little bit with your quarterback, this is a good one to pick up. If you don't like to run, maybe go with a different option. We'll look at a few more here in a second. The 82 throw power, 79 short accuracy, 76 mid, 77 deep, and then he got 86 break sack is one of his higher ones, 82 throw on the run. So overall, he's a good across the board quarterback. He's got that good speed, that good throwing power, all that good stuff. But if you go back to the other quarterbacks, obviously if you want to be just a pure pocket passer, you can go with someone like Drew Brees here. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers is always a popular pick. But for me, I like to have just a little bit of mobility with my quarterback, and that's why I went with Deshaun Watson for quarterback. For running back, we have a lot of good options. Nick Chubb's a little bit above, and I want to clarify actually right now, Mutthead isn't always completely accurate. It takes prices from throughout the day, and sometimes it's not like 53,000 might not be the best price for Nick Chubb on the auction house, so definitely go and check this after you see this video for the actual auction house and see what their prices are. But Nick Chubb looks like he's floating around that 50,000 mark. Dalvin Cook's another good one at 44. I am going to go with Saquon Barkley though, and the reason for that is, like I've said in some of my previous videos, when I'm picking these cards, I'm not just necessarily picking the best card right now. I'm thinking about for the future who's going to be a good upgrade, who's going to be a good player, who could be a good investment. Saquon Barkley at an 82 overall feels very, very low to me. He had an injury last year and he missed some of the season, so that's why he didn't have a great year. But 82 overall, Saquon Barkley still has 84 speed, 85 excel, 86 agility, 85 jump. Another good thing he has is that 64 catch, which is very nice out of the backfield. 85 change of direction. He's not going to run a lot of people over with this card, but that's not really what you're looking for in Madden 21 this year. It's a lot more of the elusive back, the agile back, all that stuff. Saquon Barkley fits that criteria, and he's also a receiving back. At wide receiver, this was a tough choice because there are a lot of good options. I did go with Mike Evans though here at 85 overall, and this is one of the more expensive ones on the list, 45,000. The reason I went with him is because he is 6'5", which you can't teach that. That's kind of crazy. 84 speed, 83 excel, so he's got at least a good enough speed, and then 88 jump. So when you pair that 88 jump with his 6'5" frame, that is pretty darn good. His receiving stats, he's got 81 catch, which, you know, that's fine. That's not that big a deal. 86 catch in traffic, 86 spectacular, and then 86 release, which is where he'll be able to beat the press and get off the line, all that good stuff. So a very good card. He will be able to go up and get it and fight for it. And with, again, he's 6'5". There's not a lot of defensive backs that are that tall, at least until we get Calvin Johnson at free safety. I'm sure there are some guys that are that tall, but the point is there are not a lot of guys that can match up with a 6'5" wide receiver. So Mike Evans is my pick for wide receiver. I guess that's all I had for offense. Let's go ahead and move on over to defense here. I did pick Joey Bosa. I think Joey Bosa is going to have a very good year for the Chargers. Let me see if it'll open him up. 71 speed here, 68 block shed, 86 pursuit. The big thing on here is the 88 finesse move from him, and then he actually does have a pretty good power move as well at 80 overall. 86 awareness and 86 play rec. Not that important. His hit power is not the craziest, so he's not going to be the guy that gets back there and just forces a lot of fumbles. Obviously he can, but that's not going to be what he's doing a lot. But he's going to be a great guy that can get off the block. He's got decent enough speed there at 71 speed. For all those reasons, Joey Bosa is going to be my pick at left end. And then at right end, I figured, screw it, let's just go with the Bosa brothers here. So we went with Nick Bosa. He is pretty cheap. He's about 30,000 or so, floating around that mark. So 83 overall with 72 speed, 83 excel, 72 block shed, 83 pursuit, 78 hit power, which is a lot lot better than his brother. 81 play rec, and then 85 finesse move with 77 power. So pretty good overall. Again, kind of like his brother, he's going to be able to get off the block. He doesn't have that crazy top end speed, but he does have pretty good excel, so he'll be able to get into the backfield pretty quickly. He just won't be able to run down the faster running backs, wide receivers, quarterbacks, all that stuff. But that's not really what you're going to be using him for this year in Madden 21. If y'all didn't know, blitzing is not really going to be the way to go in Madden 21. Obviously, heavy blitzing, you're always going to be blitzing. Someone's going to be blitzing, but heavy blitzing is not going to be the way to go. So you really want these guys that'll be able to get out, contain, kind of get on the edge, keep everything in the middle of the pocket, and keep those fast quarterbacks and running backs and all that from getting outside the pocket and hurting you on the edge. At middle linebacker here, I believe this is the most expensive person on the list. I hope so, because he is just under 50,000 right now. Well, let me open him. Deion Jones, of course, looks like he's a little bit lower on PlayStation, but that you're going to be spending around 50,000 for him. The reason I went with Deion Jones, 83 overall with 84 speed. That 84 speed, as I've harped on a lot in previous videos, is very important, especially at a position like middle linebacker where they have to cover a big range of the field. 84 excel is very important. Obviously, he's not a huge pass rusher and all that, but you're not really going to be using him for that. 82 pursuit, 78 tackles, 76 hit power. That's all good enough. It's nothing crazy, but especially if this is a card that you want to user, he's going to be quick and fast enough for you to be able to get where you need to go. As y'all know, they did nerf it from Madden 20 to Madden 21, usering in general, but specifically linebackers. They're much harder to control, much harder to get in positions that you want to. But Deion Jones is a fast guy. You really want fast guys at middle linebacker. That is what I believe, and I think you should do it as well. At left outside linebacker, we went with the guy who was completely shafted by EA in the overall ratings, and that is TJ Watt. He is kind of like a Saquon Barkley here. He has an 83 overall. I think he has a good chance of getting a big upgrade fairly soon, early in the year. So I think he'll be a good investment and also just a good player right now. 83 overall, though, 76 speed, 80 excel, 86 pursuit, and then his pass rushing, he's got 86 finesse move and 74 power move. So if you are using your outside linebacker to blitz, TJ Watt is going to be a very good one. He's actually very cheap. I'm surprised because he is a pretty big name. He almost won, I think it was Defensive Player of the Year, and then he's only around 30,000 coins right now. So this is a phenomenal pickup if you can get him, and I think, like I said, I think he's going to get a big upgrade early on, so definitely check him out. At cornerback, I am going to be a little biased here with my pick. It's going to be Marlon Humphrey, 84 overall for the Ravens, 85 speed. So the reason I went with him is because he has pretty darn good speed, but across the board, he is a good cornerback. He's not just one of those guys that has that crazy speed. If you want to go watch my Budget Beast video, there are some guys that have even higher speed than Marlon Humphrey. They're just not good players overall. They just have high speed, so they can run down the field with Tyreek, but they might not be able to defend the actual pass really well. But Marlon Humphrey is someone who has pretty good speed and will be able to actually play good pass defense. So 85 speed, 86 excel, 83 man coverage, and 76 zone. So if y'all didn't know, you should know by now, man coverage is the move in Madden 21, at least as of right now, unless they patch some stuff in the future. So 83 man coverage is going to be sufficient. He's going to be able to keep up with the majority of receivers on the field outside of the top end burners, which you need to have just a cheap, really fast guy to cover those guys, or safety help over the top. But Marlon Humphrey is a phenomenal pick at cornerback. Like I said with some of the other guys, I think he has a good chance of getting an upgrade early on, or maybe like a Team Heroes, whatever promos they do, stuff like that. I think he's a good card to invest in. At free safety, I am going with Minkah Fitzpatrick at 82 overall, only 30,000. Again, another big name that I think needs to have a higher overall card than this. He will be getting an early upgrade if he plays at all like he did last year. 82 overall, but 84 speed and 87 excel. That'll allow him to catch somebody. If they did burn by him, maybe he just got beat, he can catch up to him pretty well. 77 man, 83 zone coverage, so he is a safety. Obviously, man coverage, he might be in man coverage more sometimes, but he will be playing zone coverage a lot. So it's good that he has this 83 zone coverage, but still has good enough man coverage if you do want to put him in man coverage. And then 82 jump overall. Obviously, Minkah Fitzpatrick is just a playmaker. He gets a lot of interceptions and all that. He is going to be a good guy to have lurking around in your backfield. And again, another good card to invest in. Now, I did not go with Jamal Adams for strong safety, but I am surprised by how cheap he is. He is about 60,000 coins. So if y'all want to bump it up a little bit and invest in him, he would be my pick here. 85 speed, 84 excel, 88 hit power. This dude's a beast. If you want to bump it up a little bit, if you want to splurge, that's where I would go. But to keep in line with our list, I did go with Derwin James at 83 overall. So he's got 84 speed, 86 excel, 83 hit power. So he's basically just a lesser version of Derwin James, at least in Madden Ultimate Team. Don't get mad at me, Chargers fans, although let's be honest, he kind kind of is. But a very good athlete overall. He's going to be a good hit power. He can definitely force some fumbles. And honestly, I do foresee him as one of those guys that gets an early upgrade. So Derwin James, 83 overall, could get 86, 87 in the near future. Good card to invest in. Anyway, guys, that is 10 cards that I think you need to consider investing in that are under 50,000 coins. The best players at their positions, in my opinion. So the best player isn't necessarily always the guy that is the most expensive. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. I don't think any of these guys were the most expensive under that 50,000 mark, but they're all still very good players. You want to look at player statistics and all that rather than just look at their price, see what everyone else is doing. Really try to understand statistics, what matters, what doesn't, all that good stuff when you're making these picks so that you can have a really good team that all works together. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Like this video if you did enjoy it. Turn on that noti bell if you want to get my videos as soon as they come out. And as always, guys, thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one.